good morning. It's about 8 a.m., a little bit late for me normally. Sun's already up. I'm in Marathon, Texas, and I am getting ready to go on a backcountry hike into the Chisos Basin mountains of Big Bend. My bag is in the truck. I'm going to get it out, get everything laid out so that way I can make sure I have all the equipment I need, and then I'm going to start driving in to the Chisos Basin from Marathon. All right, let's get going. This never gets old. I was literally just getting ready to walk away and I'm already seeing a tarantula. Off to a good start. I think I have everything I need. Pack is way too heavy, but we're gonna be fine. Goodbye, Mr. Tarantula. I have 11 liters of water in here. This is really heavy. There's the trail. I have roughly 50 pounds of gear on me, and I am looking forward to this. I am at 4.3 kilometers. 300 meters elevation gained. I have to go 10 kilometers, so. All right, I think it's time for some lunch. Oh my goodness. That is the biggest grasshopper. Check this bad boy out. It's like armored. Look at that guy. Wow. Yeah, 4.98 kilometers. Let's grab some food and some water. Brought this honey here. Each one of these is 50 calories. I'm gonna take 4 of them. That should be more than enough to get me back up to the campsite here. 50 pounds. Honestly isn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. I need to put some electrolytes in my water so I don't cramp. Oh, it's so good. Oh man, just plain honey. I have not passed a single person on the trail so far, which is pretty incredible. Raw honey. True tabs. 1.4 grams of electrolytes. I'm gonna take a short break here and then I'll be on my way. Down there is Chisos Basin. There's Casa Grande in the center of the frame. I guess this is probably Laguna Meadows up here. Some sort of a turkey vulture or something crossing the screen there. I totally missed my turn. There it is, SR4. Man, it looks like barely anybody has ever walked past there. A little butterfly here welcoming me. Oh, hello little guy. Have arrived. South Rim, campsite number 4. Fantastic. One thing I didn't anticipate was since I lost so much water hiking, my pants are now falling down. That's exciting. This is kind of nice actually. I've got this big shade tree here. Plenty of room here to lay out my small one-man tent. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started with that. Let's get this thing set up. Chair is important. All right. Glorious. I can't do fires, but it's going to be hot enough. I don't think we'll need one. This tent. This is a fascinating tent. Very lightweight. I do like it, but it does not do very well with rain. Not that I'm going to have to worry about that on this trip. I don't think it's supposed to have any rain at all. LGTM, looks good to me. I am gonna put this right next to that stake so I don't trip over it. All right, now I've got my bed. All right, guys, I'm actually pretty tired, so I think I'm gonna take a break maybe just eat a little bit, turn off the camera, just kind of enjoy nature, maybe get a few photos and stuff like that. Hope my tent doesn't blow away. And I'll do an equipment rundown a little bit later. I'll catch you then. All right, for all the gear nerds out there, I'm going to walk you through everything that I brought with me on this trip. All right, well, obviously I brought some bear spray. I have never seen a bear in Big Bend yet, and I've been here like 8 times, so I'm actually hoping I see one and that I don't have to use this. I have a small first aid kit thing here. I put in items that were really lightweight, triple antibiotic ointment, some bandages, some gauze, and some tape. Anything worse than that, and I'm going to go ahead and use my emergency InReach Mini 2, the Garmin. I've got some reading glasses with me. I have some eye covers just in case I wanted to either sleep in or take a nap in the afternoon. I did actually take a little bit of a nap this afternoon. This is stuff for if I've got to go number 2. I have bags, and then this is absorbent powder here, and then of course toilet paper, or my zoom lens here for photography. And then I've got a very small, lightweight tripod. This thing only goes about 2 feet high, but I mean, what more do you need when you're out here? I just need something lightweight. My Petzl headlamp, obviously my truck key. I have a very small and lightweight hatchet here. This thing is so sharp. I have to be so careful with that. But actually, the reason I brought this wasn't for the hatchet portion. I brought that because I wanted to be able to use the back of it as a hammer for the stakes. I have my SOG knife here. This thing has been super, super nice. I've got the foodstuffs. Now, foodstuffs here, this is where I might have gone a little light. I have those hydration packets that I showed you before, but then I've got these blueberry bar things. These are actually from an emergency ration kit, and they're blueberry, and they have vitamins and stuff in them. And then I've got my these Righteous Felon jerky sticks. These are actually really good. I've got 3 or 4 different flavors in here, and then I have a bunch of raw honey. Obviously some extra clothes. I'm really glad I brought a hoodie here, just because it's supposed to get really cold, I think, based on what I'm feeling right now and last night. Okay, for my bag, I've got a Savata Jacari bag here. This is or Jackery, I think some people call it. And this is the large. I do have one saddle bag, side bag thing here. This is actually, I did actually need this, so. And then for my waist strap here, I have one more small bag attached to it. And this is what I put my lens in. So whichever lens I'm not using for my camera, I just swap it out there. And this is on my left-hand side, so I can easily grab it. I'm trying out a new thing this trip. That is this mount here. This is a mount, and it actually allows you to take, this attaches to the bottom of the camera, and then the camera can slide into that, so you don't have to hold your camera in your hand to keep it from bouncing around. So that goes, you know, obviously this is over my shoulder, and then my camera is hanging right there on my left-hand side, so I can reach it easily. Only downside to this thing was keeping this thing tight, because you're moving around, right? So this is underneath the camera, attached to the bottom of it, and then this thing keeps coming loose, and then the camera's kind of bouncing around, which is not very fun, but... Oh, right. This is a part of the tent. Let's go over the tent now. So I've got this 6 Moon Design Lunar Soto tent. I don't know. This thing's okay. It does the job. But one of the things that I hate about it is it is really tricky to get these cords to work right. So you can see here, it falls flat, that section there. Well, my head is right here. Where are you supposed to... I've tried pulling the cords differently. I don't know if you're supposed to like have the stakes sticking out of the ground more or something. It's so annoying. Your head is constantly bumping right there. I'll probably play around with it a little bit here, but the fact that I even have to mess with it is annoying. And holding it up right now is my walking stick. And then of course I've got a sleeping bag in there, a lightweight sleeping bag, a very lightweight sleeping bag. I'm worried I'm going to be cold tonight. That inflatable cushion that I showed you earlier. And of course the chair. This chair weighs probably 2.5 pounds, maybe, I'm guessing. Oh yeah, and then my camelback. Tomorrow I'm planning on going up to Emery Peak, which is back over there somewhere behind that hill. Anyway, and I was like, man, I'm not going to carry this thing all the way up Emery Peak, so I'm going to shove everything inside of there, or inside the tent, take that up to Emery Peak, come back down to this same campsite, sleep here tomorrow night as well. Oh yeah, water. So last thing here, I have all my water inside of here. And this is a cool thing I kind of learned from the last time I went out, was I put all the weight at the bottom. Normally you keep this bottom portion here is where you put your sleeping bag or whatever, right? I actually just put all the water in here because it was like, if the weight is down low, it's going to be resting more on your butt or your hips, right? And that's what you want. You don't want weight like hanging off your back, or else it's going to be all on your shoulders. And so this actually worked out really well. My shoulders actually did a pretty good job. So I have in here 8 liters left, and I've finished 3 liters in there. Anyway, yeah, a little walkthrough of all the gear that I took on this trip. All of this, now keep in mind I have camera equipment, right? All of it added up to right over 50 pounds. I think it was between 50 and 52 pounds, somewhere in there. I'm gonna go check out my next step here is I'm gonna go off that way. There's a gorgeous overlook. I'll go get some video over there. That is the South Rim, about, I don't know, 100 yards that way is the South Rim, what do you call it? Scenic overlook. Oh gosh, that's a long ways down. That is probably 150 feet before the first hit. Oh wow, a little bit of vertigo. Look at that view. All the way down, probably about 2,000 feet. And this cliff here is just terrifying. That is Emery Peak, and that is where I'm going to go tomorrow. So, gonna hike from my campsite up around that way, back around, and then up Emery Peak, back down, and there's another trail back over that way that comes back up over here. That's the plan. All right, so I got up early this morning because I was going to go to Emery Peak. It was so cold last night. It was way too cold. Got up about crack of dawn, and you can see how gorgeous sunrise is out here. Gotta be careful. There's about a 500, 600 foot. Oh wait, that's actually farther. I think all the way down there it might be about 1,000 feet vertical drop. Way in the distance in the center of the frame, you could barely see Santa Elena Canyon there. That, of course, is Mexico way over there. Well, as you can tell, I've taken off 1 layer already. I started out with 3 layers this morning. It was very cold out, and I've taken off the main one right now. Still have 2 on. Sun is coming up over there though, and it is going to get really warm here soon. So there's a bird screaming at me. Anyway, I'm onward up to Emery Peak, so see you there. This is Boot Canyon, and look, there's actually some water down there. Barely any, but just enough. There's a waterfall there. It's only about a half foot wide, but it'll do. Hello. I saw you moving. Come on. Come on.
And we have to find your song. I mean, it was more like a favorite sticker or something. That actually
This little guy is so loud. I am about 15 feet, 20 feet away from this deer. Let me see if I can get around the other side of him here. What are you doing? Hello. You taking a little mud dirt bath? I'm 8 feet away from him. He doesn't care. Oh, yeah, is that good? Hello. Wow, this is like the hot spot right now. Look at you. You're gorgeous. You're gorgeous. Can I get a picture of you against the backdrop? This deer must be so thirsty. Did you find that water? It's okay. It's okay. Hey there. Oh man, I'm back. I made the mistake. I did not bring enough food on this trip. Thankfully, I brought enough water. That was very tiring. It was a lot further to the top of Emery Peak from South Rim than I thought it was going to be. The mistake, not bringing enough food. How much food did I bring? I think I brought about right around 2,000 calories a day. Maybe just a little bit under. Oh, nectar of the gods. Oh man, this is surprisingly, even though it's like roasting hot out right now, I kept my water in these jugs here inside my bag, inside the bear thing, and it just didn't get hot in there. The water is actually still cool, which is super nice. I'm gonna get sunrise around 6, so I've been going for about 7 hours hiking. I am absolutely exhausted, and I'll just conk out, maybe sit in the chair, hang out, do some reading, and spend the afternoon deciding whether I want to spend the night. The reality is that I barely have any food left. I have 600 total calories left, and that's supposed to get me through the night, through the hike down tomorrow. So I'm contemplating basically taking a nap, and if I'm feeling good enough, just pack up and go down before it gets dark. And if it does get dark, I got my headlamp, so I should be okay. The route down is 6 miles. If I leave around 4 p.m., I'll be good, I think. 3:30, 4 p.m. So that's what I'm going to contemplate. I'll let you know what I'm going to do. In the meantime, I am going to relax. Almost to the bottom. And I see another one. They must really enjoy being down lower in elevation, because up top I didn't see any. Hey, little guy. My gosh, his fangs are huge. That, I believe, is just a standard type. Ooh, look at him go. Look at you. You like, as long as you don't run after me. Well, that's a wrap. I finished my first Big Bend Country solo adventure and had a fantastic time. It was incredible. I got some of the best photos ever. It was great. That said, I did have some lessons I learned from this trip, and I wanted to share those with you guys now. All right, first lesson. I discovered that a walking stick is good for more than just, keeping your feet steady. It's actually great for like poking bushes. Like if you see a bug or something like that and you're like, hey, I want to get a better view of it or whatever, walking stick is great. Another lesson I learned, I didn't really need a change of clothes. Like it was, for one night or 2 nights, save the weight. You don't really need it unless you're really worried about smelling bad. I would recommend 3,000 calories a day if you're going to be doing heavy hiking, especially if you're carrying a heavy pack. 11 liters of water was perfect for the 3 hiking days that I did. I think I ended up using about 10 of them, even though I only did the one night. But the reality was that I would have needed probably about an extra liter or 2 for an extra night of sleeping. So 11 liters for 3 days was great. Another lesson, the mountains are 15 degrees colder than surrounding weather forecasts. So I looked up Terlingua, right? Terlingua is just outside of Big Bend. It predicted that during the night it was going to get down to like 50, 55. I swore it was down in the 40s. It was very cold by about 5 a.m. I mean, it was cold enough that I had to wear a couple extra layers. So keep that in mind. If you're looking at the weather and you're going up a couple 1,000 feet above where you're looking at the weather, just subtract 10 to 15 degrees and plan for that. The other lesson that worked out really well was putting the heaviest weight at the bottom of the bag. For me, that was the water, right? So I had 8 of the 11 liters down at the bottom of my bag where you would normally put your sleeping bag, down at the very base. The camping chair, you know what's crazy? I barely use the camping chair. I don't know that I needed to bring it with me. I probably could have saved about 3 pounds if I'd left that behind. I wish I had brought my multi-tool. I had a knife with me, but like for the camera equipment, you need an Allen wrench for a few things. I didn't bring that with me, and I really totally should have. And another one is, should always bring my camera bag. I did this small hike here. I've only got my Camelback with me on this hike. The lesson there is think about your main hike as just a part of your adventure, and then bring backup stuff for any smaller hikes you want to do. This is Big Bend country. This is one of my favorite places in the world. I've been all over the place, and this is one of the most gorgeous spots on the planet. I'm so thankful to God that I had this fantastic trip. So thankful I caught some of the amazing wildlife situations that I did with that deer and that squirrel. Next adventure, I'm going to be going to the Grand Canyon with a friend from Sweden. We're going to be then traveling through Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado. So there's going to be a bunch of good videos hopefully coming out of that. So I'll see you then.